Hey guys, what's up? I'm Andrea, and welcome to another episode of Careers Are Weird. Today, I am joined by the mountaineering icon, Florine Dori. Flor, bonjour. How are you?
Bonjour, bonjour, good and you?
I'm really good. Really excited to have you on because I haven't spoken to you in like 7 years. So this is so fun, so cool. I'm excited.
Definitely, same.
Okay, so Careers Are Red Gang, you know how I stalk you guys on LinkedIn and Instagram before I slide into your DMs and basically just say, hey, are you ready for your episode of the show? Well, for the longest time, I've been following Flor on Insta and I wasn't actually sure that she had a job. I actually thought that she was a full-time rock climbing, mountain hiking athlete. And then 4 days ago on LinkedIn, it says celebrating 1 year at Travel Perk. And I'm just like, I'm so sorry. I messaged you and I was like, you have a day job? So, Flor, what do you do for work?
Yep, so I have a job. I wish I could be an athlete. Not sure it's going to happen one day. But yeah, I'm an account manager at Travelperk. So basically, it's a platform for business travel. And I'm just managing clients, helping them make sure that they spend well, that they don't have any issues with the platform, and that they are happy.
Okay. So then wait, as an account manager, talk me through a day in the life of this role because I think sometimes we just brush over, oh yeah, I just talk to clients all day. Like what do you actually do? You get into the office at 8 or do you even go to the office?
Yeah. So I go to the office. Well, first thing first, I'm gonna do my sport, my training in the morning, and then I'm gonna go to the office. So I can come like fresh and happy to start my day. So I come to the office, I grab a coffee because we have a barista, like it's perfect. And then I just have like a couple of emails that I need to answer to if we had like any issues with some travels. And then the main goal is going to basically be a mentor for my clients, like a mentor in travel. So make sure that they spend well, that they don't lose money on anything. So the goal is to optimize their travel basically, and also like do a ton of analysis to see where they could actually win some money and when they're losing money.
Wait, it's like this only makes sense if you actually tell me what does Travel Perk actually do? Or is it a travel agency? I may have gotten that completely
Yeah.
wrong.
So kind of. So basically, it's not an agency. It's a platform where we have everyone on the platform. So basically, like the trains, the planes, the hotels. So you can book your entire trip on the same platform. And then you're going to have like a recap, like reportings, where you see where your people go, where the employee are traveling, and you're going to be able to see like the CO2 reporting. So if you want to manage that as well, it's a cool stuff to do on the platform. You're going to see like all the cancellations, all the modifications that you did, your top travelers. So it's like a ton of information on the same platform. So I guess that as a travel manager, it can be like a lot. And so account managers are here to help you like dive into these and understand better like what is going on basically for your enterprise.
Ah, okay. Are you Travel Perk's top traveler when they check your travel?
Not even. I actually traveled only once last year to Paris.
I don't. I feel like I don't believe that.
I wish I could travel more, but yeah, only one time.
Oh, okay. Wow. You see, that's why, guys. Lesson: do not believe everything you see on Instagram because, well, her footage is so good, and I'm gonna link up all of it because you guys, you have to see the stuff that she does. But okay, cool. So you are an account manager. What did you study to even be that? Is that something that you always wanted to? Did you even know about that job when you were studying?
No, I didn't even know about that job. Not gonna lie, I chose ESA a bit like that. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and it was like an overall school, like making sure I could have like a lot of door opening to me. And then I chose a master that was like negotiation, I think, and sales. And then I had to find, of course, an internship. So I found an internship as an account manager. And here I am 4 years later, still an account manager, but I changed companies in between.
Oh, okay. So what was your first job then when your first account manager job?
Yeah. So first account manager job was at B Sport, which was like also a platform, but for sport companies. And I stayed there for a year or something. Then I changed and I moved to a bigger company that is Gartner, which is a very big company in advices and technology for companies as well. And I was doing the entire process, so from prospection to account management. So I was even selling, and I stayed there for a year and a half. And then I moved to Triperk. I really wanted to just go back to the account management because like it's where I feel better, and this is where like I can really connect with the client, which I prefer. And now it's been a year. I'm at Triperk.
So you actually, that's so, you know why I'm happy for you? Because you did your internship, you got an internship in you something you liked, and then
Yeah.
you actually continued on that path, which means I'm really curious about what was your experience like at your first job that actually hooked, I guess it would have taught you about account management and then it hooked you onto it. Like what was a day in the life of a fresh grad, first day at an account managing role?
Oh wow. Well, I mean, it was a bit of a mess because it was a startup. So we were five. We were in a basement, and I was doing like everything at the same time. But my main goal was to talk to the clients and do the onboardings on the platform, make sure they were happy. If there was a bug, I had to notice it and work with the tech team. So it was like a lot of things. But I was talking with clients, and it was something that I really liked because I was like, okay, I can connect with people, I can talk with people, I can, I don't know people from different path. And it was super interesting.
Whoa. I mean, look at how your role's grown then, because if you started from there in a startup with five people and then you went to a bigger company, like, well, a much bigger company, and now you're in
Yeah.
travel. What size is Travel Perk?
So it's still a startup, let's say, but we're 1,000, which is a lot.
Whoa, that is
Yeah.
massive. I'm in a startup, we're 20. And I thought that was a lot because my first company was 7. So that's interesting. You went from the small startup to a
Yeah,
massive company and back to a slightly smaller company. What do you say
exactly.
is like your preference for size company now, having, I guess, experienced it all?
Yeah. I think it was great to try like both extremes, like very small company, very big corporate company from the US. And I think it was a bit of a mess in both cases because like if you go to a very small company, you're gonna have a role, but you're gonna have to do like many, many things that are not from your role, basically. And if
Yeah.
you go to a very big company, it's gonna be very corporate, which can be a bit boring. I mean, for some people it can be okay, but for me, I was like a bit bored from that. So I wanted to try like something in the middle, something that has everything set up in the company, but where it was not like super cooperative. And I think Tribrick is like the perfect example because like it's still evolving a lot. Like it's evolving like super fast. I think last year they actually recruited like 200 people, which is like huge.
Whoa.
Yeah, and at the same time, you know why you're here, you know what is your job, and you have like precise tasks to do. But still, you have some chances to let know when it's not going well, and if you want to improve some stuff in the company.
I'm really curious then. So you said you were in this big American company, and because it was so big, you're kind of just a bit bored. I guess it was a lot
Yeah.
harder to get things done. What was your decision to leave that company like? And well, was it something that you were actively trying to leave for a while, or yeah, I don't know. It's a hard question.
Yeah, yeah. Well, not gonna lie, it was a tough job. So I didn't want to stay in that position because like it was hard to do like the prospection, the sales cycle, the account management, the renewals. In some companies it's 4 different jobs, and here it was one, and I had to do like everything. So I got tired of that. And yeah, I just decided to come back to the roots, let's say, to what I was liking the much. And it was like account management. So I came back to it.
Okay. Did you intentionally look for something with a smaller
Yeah.
company or yeah?
Yeah,
Smart.
definitely.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. In between all this, did you have like continuous employment in the sense where you left one and went straight into the other, or did you take some time off?
Yeah, in between Beesport and Gartner, I had like a month off. And then in
Oh, okay.
between Gartner and Sharperg, it was like 2 months probably.
Oh, okay. Did you do
Yeah.
anything fun in those 2 months? Any upskilling, or did you just take that time to rest?
Well, I took that time to rest. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I was resting but doing a lot of sport, which is what I like. So it was an amazing time to train. Like I was a complete beast, before going back to the corporate world.
So that makes a lot of sense, and I'm a firm believer in taking time off between jobs. I am definitely notorious for that one. Just I think the rest is so important, and doing sport is so fun. Which kind of brings me to what I think is your second career that I thought was your first career because Careers are weird, fam. Did you guys know that Flor is a featured videographer on GoPro's official Instagram? And correct me if I'm wrong, but you've got GoPro videography awards.
Yep, I got two.
No, you don't just get to say, yeah, I got to. What? like, what were the awards for? Where were they? When did you become a videographer?
I don't even know. I mean, it was by mistake, I guess. Like when I go in the mountains, I like to grab and videos, and to take some pictures. So I thought, like, what about buying GoPro? So I bought two GoPros, like the normal one and then the max one, which is like a 360, 100 degrees. And then on the GoPro platform, you have like what they call the GoPro Award, where you can actually submit your videos and pictures. But actually, you never really like hear from them anymore. It's like they have your picture and that's it. And two times last year, I received like two emails saying, "Whoa, you won the GoPro Award." And I was like, "What?" And then I was like, reading the email, "You won some money." And I was like, "What?" Two times.
Well, first of all, congratulations because that is absolutely epic. You can't say that so casually. Where did you shoot the footage that got you the awards?
So the first one I think was a video, and I think it was a video that I grabbed. I think it was in Alicante. We were climbing above the sea, so it was like amazing. And the second one was a picture, and I think it was a picture that is on the GoPro page, the main page from Instagram, the one that is in Bolivia, when I was climbing mountains there.
How often do you go climb mountains?
Wow. If I can every weekend, I mean, small mountains, it's going to be every weekend. Sometimes I take a rest weekend and I stay in Barcelona. And I go in the Pyrenees, and I go in Catalonia to climb like easy things. And then sometimes I try to go to the Alps to climb bigger mountains. And otherwise, every 2 years, I try to schedule what we call an expedition. So I go to another country that is super far and I climb like very big mountains. So the higher I have been to has been the Aconcagua in Argentina, which is like almost 7,000 meters. And let's see where I'm going to go this year.
This year is already 2 years. Where would you like to go hike for your next mountain?
Ooh, I have many ideas. But I think I'm going to go to Kyrgyzstan, probably.
I'm really curious. Did winning those GoPro awards and getting a little cash ever make you think, do I want to do this full time? Do I think I'd like to be a full time hiker and athlete and videographer?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I tend to ask myself this question like a lot. And I'm not going to lie, even at Trapperk, the VP of sales, when I was in the recruiting process, he asked me, okay, you're doing a lot of mountaineering and stuff, but how can you reassure me you're not going to leave us in 6 months because you're going to become a full-time athlete? And I was like, hey, that's a good question, indeed. And I was like, I want to be a full-time athlete, but I don't have any sponsors. I don't have any money, and it costs a lot of money to go in the mountains. So I was like, I can reassure you, I'm going to stay like for some years, for sure.
Okay,
But
but that's kind of hype. I mean, the fact that your future employer is like, hey, whoa, you look
yeah.
like you're such a top athlete that we actually think you're probably not going to stay with us that long. Like, that's the vibe you're giving. I love that for you.
Thank you. But yeah, I don't really know if I want to be an athlete, not gonna lie, because I think it's a lot of pressure, from the sponsors, because you have to center your life around them. They're going to ask for some things that you need to do, and even if you don't want to do them, you're gonna have to make this happen.
That's really fair. And you know what? That's really refreshing to hear because I think that with the social media era that we are in, there's just so much pressure for everyone to try and monetize their hobbies.
Yeah,
And a lot of people are forgetting hobbies are still hobbies. You don't have to monetize. Just because you bake cookies on the weekend doesn't mean you need to start a cookie business. Just because you enjoy mountaineering and hiking doesn't mean you need to go full sponsor mode and get crazy
exactly.
about it. So that's actually really refreshing. And I feel like that's definitely not a decision that you came to overnight, but
Yeah. I met a lot of people in the mountains, like many guides, and it's their job. Like every day, even if they don't want to, they have to go in the mountains with some clients, take care of the clients, even if the clients are sometimes a bit shitty, it can happen, and do stuff that they don't want to do. So I mean, it's still a hobby, but is it still a hobby if you have to do it every day? Like that's the
that
question.
is, yeah, that is very, very true. But yeah, I guess it is still a hobby, right? Because, well, no, I guess you choose when you do your hobbies because your hobbies are supposed to bring you joy.
Right.
Yeah, okay, fine. You make a very, very fair point then.
I mean, it's a dilemma because you get to spend every day in the mountains, which is what you like, but not doing the things that you would really like to do, Like you're going to climb like very easy mountains that you did like 100 times this year before with other clients. So I guess you get bored. And it's the same when you're in a corporate job, it's going to be the same. But if I can keep my corporate job in a place and then get my hobby, and I know that my hobby are going to be like amazing because I choose to make my hobby like when I want to, I think it's probably better.
Yeah, no, that's a really refreshing point of view, which means that you do see yourself in corporate and you do, I guess, value the structure of a 9 to 5, and that's good.
Right.
So,
I mean,
okay.
I'm happy and lucky because I'm at Triberg, which gives me a lot of time to make sport, to train, to have my hobbies. It was not the same in my previous job. This is why I changed as well.
You got to pick your environments. You have to pick your environment. So, as a corporate girly, then, because I'm going to call you a corporate girly now that you've decided that you're going to keep your corporate. You're in account management. You switched between. Well, sorry, you've grown from one role to 4 different roles in account management. What kind of would be the next step in this sort of role? So I'm not at all saying, oh, quit travel part. No, no, no. But like, what is the kind of next step as an account manager, even internally within a company?
Yeah. Yeah, good question. Actually, it's pretty interesting because you have a lot of different things that you can do, and especially at Triberg. Like, if you want to evolve in the account management side, it's going to be having bigger clients that are spending more, that are probably a bit tougher to manage as well, which can be interesting. Otherwise, you can become like a manager, which is also a great way to pass on the knowledge from what you've learned. And the third option would be just to change complete career and move from account management to another role, which could be like sales or product. And that's really something that they let you do at Trelleborg, which is amazing because like they believe in you, they know you, and they give you a chance if you want to move from one job to another.
I promise you, your boss isn't listening to this. So if you had to pick between any,
I
if
mean,
you had to
she's
pick
gonna
between
listen to
those three options,
it. She's probably gonna listen to it. Hi, Adriana.
hi Adriano. If you had to pick between those, and I'm not saying pick now, let's say a year from now where you're kind of feeling a bit antsy, if you had to pick from any of those three options that you just mentioned, which one do you think you'd be leaning towards and why?
So at the moment, I really see myself evolving in the account management side because I like it. And from this year, I'm going to start to have like bigger clients. So it's going to be more challenging and probably more interesting. I don't know. And then I don't know, probably when I'm going to touch, 30 years old, maybe I'm gonna try to be a manager or being somewhere to actually manage people because I really like that. But let's see.
For you to go and get bigger clients as you grow in account management, do you have to go and do the lead generation to get them yourself? Are you involved in the entire project process?
No, 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 not this time. Like in the previous company, yeah, but this time you have like SDRs that are doing the prospection, then you have the sales closing the deals. So the deals are going to be different. You're going to have like small and very big clients. And then you're going to receive the clients. And this is where you're going to actually enter in the role.
Ah, okay. No, that's really cool. I mean, that you actually have that siloed, I think, because I've only been in so many small companies that the roles get so blurry and you bring
Yeah,
in a lead, then you close the lead, and then you handle the lead. So, okay, that's a really, that feels a lot more peaceful and a lot more manageable and simpler
definitely.
almost.
Definitely. And you even have a role in between sales and account management, which is like the implementation, where they make sure that the platform is well set up and that all the information are passed on from the sales to the account manager. So it's quite good. Like we really work as a team. Like it's very great.
You're so interesting as one of the careers or weird guests because you have essentially been in a very similar role, albeit in different types of companies,
Yeah.
since you graduated uni. And when asked what you think you'd want to do next, it's grow in a very similar type of role, different clients, bigger clients, but you actually love what you do, which makes, I have to ask, what about account management? Is it that's like, yep, no, that's me. I really like where I'm at.
I don't really know. I think I had the chance to touch a little bit everything. Like I did my internship during my third year at ESA as marketing, content creator, whatever, like things like this. It was good, but I mean, it was not something that was like, wow, amazing. And I did some jobs as well, like as waitress. I was also selling in, the some stores. So every time I had the opportunity to actually touch the client side, so talk with people, engage with people, know the people. And I think it's super interesting to actually be in that type of job because like it's something that I really like to connect with people and to create like relationships with the clients and see them grow. It's quite good, I think. I mean, I enjoy it.
Careers are weird, fam. Let it be known that this is the first time we've had someone who basically just told you don't quit your job, actually like what you do, don't start a side. This is great. I actually love that because I think there's such value in loving what you do because of how much time we actually spend working. I mean,
Yeah.
I say it, 8 hours a day at work. There's only 24 hours in a day. You sleep for 8 hours in an ideal world. You work for 8 hours
Yeah.
and you've got 8 hours to do the rest of everything. It's a third of your day. And the fact that you like what you do makes me really, really happy and makes it such a strong message to send. And you know what? I hope some people listening to this are like, I'm actually going to go check out the next account manager listing I see available because it sounds lit. You make it sound like actually a really fulfilling role. So I'm really, really happy for you. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you. I mean, I think the company really helps as well. Not gonna lie.
Actually, to end then, because I actually do want to ask, when you were picking your new company after that big organization that you were at before, What were you looking for in particular besides company size?
Yeah. So it was really about having time for myself because like it's really something that I want to prioritize now with all the mountains I want to climb and all the projects that I have. And also like the environment. Like companies are going to tell you we have a great culture, and then you come to the company and the culture is like nothing. You don't have any culture. No one is talking to anyone. And I knew that Trollperk was a well-known company in Barcelona for that, for the culture. And I was like, okay, it's an amazing culture. I'm gonna try. And then I came there and I was like, okay, where are the cameras? Because it can't be like that, you know. I was like, everyone is so good with me, everyone is talking to me, everyone is helping me, and you have like a really great culture, you have like work-life balance, they always like prepare things to for you to feel well in the company. And I was like, it can't be like this, doesn't exist anywhere, you know. And it actually exists. And I was like, okay, good, I need to stay there.
That's amazing. I mean, I think just to end, what advice do you have for anyone looking like on how to identify companies with a good culture? Because I assume you're looking for jobs. This wasn't the only job that you found or
Yeah.
applied to. How did you really shortlist the ones with good culture?
It's quite tough because today you have these awards for companies where it's like best place to work, great place to work, whatever. And we never actually know how they got that, you know, because for some companies, I know the culture is like hard, you know, it doesn't exist. They don't have like a great culture at work. And they have that type of award and they can't stop speaking about it in the job descriptions, you know. So I think that this is not something you have to look for because sometimes it can be an error. So I would say if a company has a great culture, you're going to know about it because you're going to talk with people, and you need to talk with people that are already inside the company. They're going to let you know about how it's like to work in that company. So yeah, I think the people from the company. That's my advice.
Perfect. Careers are forward, fam. If you have an interview with a company, go to their LinkedIn, stalk their current employees, slide in their LinkedIn DMs and just be like, hey, tell me about your, well, actually use ChatGPT to finesse the message, but hey, tell me about company culture and what you actually like about working there. I think that is really solid advice.
Exactly.
Flor, thank you so much for coming on the podcast and talking to us about, you know what? I still think it's a weird career because it is a type of role that I don't really think a lot of people realize is out there. And you've done it across industries. And I think it's really important that you've shared that. And careers are weird because there's no chance that we were studying what you studied sales and negotiation. I was
Yeah.
doing economics at ESEG that semester. And you didn't know what an account manager was when you were studying, but here you are now actually loving it. So thank you for coming on the pod and sharing about that. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for the invite.
And cannot wait to see more of your amazing GoPro mountain footage. And guys, I'm actually going to link up her profiles on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and some of her amazing GoPro footage just so you can see what an incredible athlete she is in the show notes. And until next Wednesday, stay weird and stay ambitious, my friends.